What was the first thing that came to your mind when you heard that you tested positive for the COVID-19?
I was frustrated, obviously, because I didn't know how to prepare for it. That was where the frustration came from.
It's really scary for me too, at that time. In front of the hospital, and they put the dead body inside there. Outside of my house was always the sound of ambulance.
처음에는 좀 믿기지가 않았습니다.
아찔했었어요. 내일은 아니겠지라고 생각을 했었어요.
As the coronavirus continues to spread across the globe, parts of the world, including Europe, are experiencing a second wave when the first hasn't yet finished. South Korea also saw a big surge in COVID-19 cases in August, facing another wave. But then, look at how this curve starts to bend. In fact, Korea was one of the few countries in the world to have this bell curve. To get a closer look into what happens when you test positive in Korea, I talked with the people who actually experienced the quarantine facilities here and compared their responses to those around the world. Do you know how you exactly caught the virus?
That's something I want to know too. It's just, it's just strange. I had my mask on all the time.
People here who get the COVID-19 never knows how they get the COVID-19.
I don't know where I got the virus. Because I rarely or I seldom go outside.
This is like the flu?
It's a lot like the flu.
I like to believe that it's going to end up more like the flu virus.
죽을 뻔했다라고 말을 할 정도로 감기와는 비교할 수 없을 정도로 굉장히 강력했습니다. 말을 하게 되면 한 2, 3초에 한 번씩 기침을 했었어요. 아이스크림 수저로 그냥 밥 한 번 떠먹기도 굉장히 힘들었고 그거 먹어도 막 토 나올 것 같았고.
Do you have any after effects?
I think I've gotten used to not being able to smell anything. I know it's a little sad, but because I can't taste it, I start imagining how it used to taste like.
And I asked my roommate, and she told me that she's losing her hair.
Symptoms, especially the fatigue, that made you so weak actually.
What are the procedures that you have to go through?
In March, there has no procedure because there are so many patients at the hospital, and so I tried to see a doctor, but it was almost impossible. So I just decided to go back to Korea to get tested.
You were in the US and you came back to Korea to have treatments. As a person experiencing both situations, could you tell the difference? What difference there were like?
I get tested in 3 minutes when I arrived to the Incheon airport. Because Korea doing well for the preventing and checking and testing and tracking.
What's the situation like in other countries?
I mean, in India, the situation is really bad. The numbers are going up every day. I have few friends who are infected, but just like in the States, they're running out of the hospital beds, so they're just staying home. I think we're just very lucky in Korea that we have these facilities ready for almost everybody.
And you tested positive. How you went to the hospital, what you were told to do?
네, 양성이라는 연락을 받기 전에 약간 텀이 있었어요. 하루 이틀 정도? 그러다 보니까 바로 물품을 굉장히 빠르게 보내주시더라고요. 이제 받고 나면 좀 감사하다는 생각이 들 정도.
They picked me up at around 2 in the afternoon in an ambulance. When I stepped out from my house, they had the ambulance door already open for me so that I didn't have to touch it. I hopped in. I only touched the doorknob from the inside to close the door. And in the car, they told me that we are gonna pick up another patient on the way, and they quickly instructed me not to talk to the other patient because then our virus will just spread in the field.
So what was your daily routine once you got inside?
저희는 이제 앱으로 혈압이랑 뭐 체온이랑 기록을 했어요. 그다음 이제 밥 같은 경우는 직접 갖다 주시진 않으셨고 문 밖에 의자를 하나씩 놓으시고 그 위에 이제 배부를 하신 다음에 다 배부가 끝나면 안내 방송이 나와요. 네, 저희가 도시락을 배부해 주시는 분들은 제가 한번 방송을 들었을 때는 이제 군인분들이라고 그러셨던 것 같아요.
지금은 가장 확실한 치료제는 코로나 완치자들의 혈장을 공유받아가지고 주입하는 거 많이 있다고 고려대학교 안산병원 감염내과 교수님을 들었습니다. 정말 진짜 오늘 내일 하시는 분들 있잖아요.
네.
그런 분들은 이제 혈장, 그러니까 저같이 완치자들의 혈장을 받아가지고 그 혈장을 주입하게 되면 뭐 열에 9명 정도는 다 다시 회복된다고 들었습니다.
How much did you have to spend for getting treated?
4,000. Maybe if it's just 1,000, yes, I can. Minimum of 4,000 pesos is a different story.
Well, the hospital bill was 0.
What was the efforts that the medical team did for you?
They always looked exhausted, like they were just ready to collapse on the bed. When you see them, their goggles are always so foggy from sweating so much.
Tell us about the story with the apple.
Gave me this gift of 2 apples and chocolate Mentos. She wanted to thank me for handling the situation so well. I mean, all I did was just following their instructions, but I guess a lot of patients struggle as their days become more and more repetitive.
혼자 격리가 되면서 뭔가 좀 가라앉게 되더라고요. 다운이 되더라고요. 그런 와중에 이제 그 색칠하는 그런 거 있죠. 네, 컬러링북 같은 거 조그만하게 포켓형으로 된 거 하나 넣어주시고 앞에는 그렇게 적혀 있더라고요. 트라우마 극복 뭐 이런 문구가 적혀 있었고 그래서 저도 네.
Physically, I got fully recovered immediately after the 14 days, but it's that mental aspect that made me a bit paranoid. It was mentioned that the second time you catch it will be much different. It would be worse.
주위 분들에 대한 어떤 그런 죄송한 마음이 조금 컸었어요.
저 농담 삼아 그런 얘기도 하는데요, 친구들이랑. 재감염 대 재입대 둘 중 하나 고르라고 하면 재입대 하겠다고 했거든요. 이게 입대는 죽진 않잖아요. 근데 재감염은 진짜 죽을 수도 있다고 생각하거든요, 제가. 다시는 겪고 싶지 않은 그런 기억이기 때문에, 고통이기 때문에.
Until we have a vaccine and until it's wisely distributed, we may go through more waves.
The worst is yet ahead of us.
But we did it before and we can do it again by sharing and learning from those success stories of others. This was Ju-on Park from Korea Now, and don't forget to like our videos and subscribe to Korea Now.